General Motors revives its robotaxi service with human drivers. More on that in moments, but first, in addition to revealing its initial plans for AI and annual updates to iOS, macOS, and more at WWDC 2024, Apple also discussed new capabilities coming to the second-gen AirPods Pro. Siri interactions will allow you to respond to the assistant by nodding your head yes or shaking your head no. Apple also plans to introduce improved voice isolation that further reduces background noise when you're on a call. Both of these items are exclusive to the most recent AirPods Pro because they rely on the company's H2 chip, like existing adaptive audio, personalized volume, and conversation awareness features. Like those advanced audio tools that are already available on AirPods Pro, Siri interactions and voice isolation use the processing abilities of the H2 chip in tandem with the power of a source device, an iPhone or MacBook Pro, for example. Using the processing power on both sides while being able to do so with very low latency is what will continue to unlock these types of features on AirPods Pro. The pairing will also ensure that the system doesn't respond when you don't intend for it to, partially because it's able to reliably predict what you're doing. For the rest of this story and for the latest AirPod news, reviews, price drops, and more, head over to Engadget.com. Cruise, General Motors' beleaguered driverless taxi service, announced Tuesday that it will start testing again around Houston. Cruise announced that they would start with human taxi drivers behind the wheel of its cars before moving to supervised autonomous driving with a safety driver behind the wheel in the coming weeks. The announcement from Cruise landed around the same time that General Motors' Chief Financial Officer Paul Jacobson announced at Deutsche Bank's Global Auto Industry Conference in New York City that the carmaker would inject another $850 million into the robotaxi company to cover operational costs. Cruise has been nothing but a huge money pit for GM. Last year, the company pulled the plug on its driverless taxis when one of its cars in its San Francisco fleet hit a pedestrian who was hurled into the driverless taxi's path by another vehicle and dragged them approximately 20 feet after getting pinned under its tire. The California Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, suspended the company's permits less than a month later. Cruise laid off nearly a quarter of its workforce and dismissed 9 of its executives, including the company's co-founder and chief executive officer, CEO, Kyle Vogt, following an investigation into the accident. Since then, Cruise has slowly but surely started showing new signs of life. In April, the company announced it would start redeploying its services in Phoenix. Just as in Houston, Cruise's cars will still be monitored and operated by humans. The autonomous taxi company also plans to expand its services to other cities by engaging with officials and community leaders, according to the company's blog, but gave no timeline on when an extension might happen. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Danny Gallagher and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.